Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23. It is now time for round 6 of our MotoGP career mode, and it is time for the Tuscan hills of the Italian GP. It is Mugello. Not bad qualifying, better than what we usually do, but it's still not very good for both me or Enea Bassini. We will both start from 13th and 14th respectively, as we failed to get into Q2. So here we go then, from the Mugello sprint, starting from 14th place. We will wait for the red lights to disappear, and away we go. Not a bad start there, as a matter of fact, with Power Steering 3 ready at the preparation, as we now try and get through on a couple of riders. We make contact with Bassini, and now up on the inside of Marquez, now around the outside of almost everybody, into turn 1. Up to 4th place already. It's so easy to get past the AI here in Mugello, and now with a bike like the Ducati that doesn't just suffer on the line compared to what we had with the KTM and the Gas, we can actually get some good starts. And I actually forgot to mention this, but Fabio Di Giannantonio was in pole position. Di Gia at the top step on the pole here in Mugello for the second time in his MotoGP career. Excellent from Fabio. But around the outside of Jack Miller now, they always go slow into Casanova and Savelli. We have taken the lead from 14th to 1st in 7 corners. Magnificent with a capital M. That is a absolutely perfect start here in Mugello. There is a lot of pressure going on to this race here today, because of course we won last season with the KTM, but we were very fortunate. The AI kept crashing, they kept making stupid mistakes, kept taking out each other, and we were fortunate to finish not once but twice on the top step of the podium. But here it looks a bit more legitimate, and it looks like we should be able to do it without too much problem, as we give a little wave to the Ducati grandstand. They'll be watching us try and take the victory here in the Tuscan hills of Mugello. So far so good. Biandetti 1, Biandetti 2 without cutting either apex. We are in the prime position to take the victory here today. On the podium as it stands is Jack Miller, myself obviously winning the race if it stays like this, and Luca Marini in 3rd position. Quartararo and Fabio drop down to 4th and 5th. Aleix Espargaro, Oliveira and Marquez in 8th place. No sign of teammate Enea Bassini, and no sign of championship contender Maverick Vinales. So we should probably be increasing our championship lead, as you can see, to a minimum of 47 points. All depends where Maverick is. He could be a 9th, he could be out of the points completely. I guess we're going to find out in 5 laps time. Gap is 0.8 of a second so far, and so Jack Miller has not had enough to contend with us at this stage of the race, or at least at this stage of the sprint. Maybe the race situation could be very different. I guess we'll find out as this one progresses. But I've got to say, the difference in feeling, that the fact that this bike feels so much closer to what I was doing in time trial, what it feels so much closer to what I was doing in the Ace Academy Cups, is night and day difference. I just cannot gush about this Ducati any more than I have done already in the 6 episodes we've done. This is absolutely amazing experience. It feels so good to ride. It does feel like it's doing a lot of the work though. I felt like with the KTM I was just pushing so much to try and be competitive, and I was doing absolutely everything. This time it's just an easy pick up and play job. It's magnificent. I guess it's not quite as fun for the viewers. I've mentioned this a few times now, but it's just night and day difference for me. I feel so relieved to have a bike and to be competitive without worrying all the time about the 120% difficulty. Don't get me wrong, that's not going away anytime soon, because after this race we go over to a certain German GP, and we know how difficult the AI are in the Saxon Ring. Now of course you may or may not have seen already, in fact it comes out probably tomorrow as a matter of fact, we have a video tomorrow which will involve the Saxon Ring GP, and it will also feature some aces. So definitely get subscribed, hit the like button, and be there tomorrow at 2 PM GMT to watch all the action unfold with the aces in the Saxon Ring. I will not say any more than that, but I can assure you it's a video to look forward to, so definitely be there at 2 PM, or at least I certainly hope you'll consider it nonetheless. But into Casanova then. Little bit deep and almost running it off the circuit just before we went into Savelli. Cast your minds back to last season where I did the YouTube short for Jack Miller absolutely destroying Takaki Nakagami. That was his best chance of a decent result last season, and it never came because Jack Miller went absolutely bonkers, lost the front, went across the circuit, ran over Taka Nakagami, and then, yeah, we didn't really see another excellent race there from Taka ever again. But there's something very so strange about this circuit. It's a magnificent track. I really like it now. I've had a love-hate relationship over the years, but very much now it's a case of just absolutely enjoying and loving this track, and a career mode race like this is certainly doing me favours. But every single time we've had a ridiculous qualifying. Last season, Aleix Espargaro set a qualifying lap time which was about a second quicker than the MotoGP riders, and then in the same qualifying, Takaki Nakagami, Digi Antonio, and was it Augusto Fernandez? In fact, no, it wasn't. It was Paul Espargaro, Augusto Fernandez, and Taka all on the front row. How the hell did that happen? Digi I can believe, but with the Tech 3 gas, I'm not too sure. I don't think that's actually gonna happen. But out to San Donato and into turn 2. This is the Luco corner. We have a 2-second advantage in the 143s. In the time trial video I was doing with the GP22 in preparation for the Ace Academy Cup, I was doing 143.5s. So, to put it in perspective, how amazing this Ducati is. It's almost like playing normal quick mode. It's magnificent. It only took us 3 seasons to get a bike like this, but now it's here. Now it's arrived. I feel immensely satisfied. I just cannot put into words how pleased I am with the factory Ducati. I know you guys all said to me I'd enjoy the Ducati, and I was hesitant. I really was. I didn't think it'd make that much of a difference. I felt like the AI was just out there to get me, and the AI would be just too strong for us. But clearly that's not the case. We're looking at a terrific, terrific season. I am so happy, so pleased. I honestly can't put into words. 4 laps in. Not a single wheel has been shown since lap 1. We went round the outside of everyone to get through to fight for the victory. But I will confess, it's I do really miss the absolute shenanigans of the battling that we had with the KTM. I felt like I had to really dig down deep, a little bit too much sometimes, but to be honest, I'm actually glad of the rest. It's actually a nice break. My throat doesn't have to hurt at the end of every single video. I can do a couple of videos a night now without being exhausted from the KTM. This is good. This is good living, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in MotoGP career mode right now and you're trying to win, do everything you can to get on the good sides of the Ducati. Befriend the Enea Bastianinis of this world. Befriend the MotoGP World Champion Pecco Bagnaia, and stay on good terms with the Italian brand. If you're a bit concerned about it though, you do get an option towards the end of the season. Let's say, for example, for myself, Enea Bastianini was world champion, so I was able to wish him good things and say, you know, congratulations on the championship. And I think I had another opportunity to say hello to Enea, so I did that on the virtual social media. So I definitely try to be polite and friendly with the manufacturers or the riders of that manufacturer you want to go. Now, it's not necessarily a given because Bastianini absolutely hated my guts before this season, and even when we started the season he had something negative to say about if he thinks we're going to be teammates he can think again. Clearly we're alright. I mean, it's worked absolutely fine at this stage, but it's certainly something to mention if you're trying to get a seat coveted as much as the factory Ducati. I think any of the GPs, GP23, GP22, any of the Ducatis, you're going to have to put some effort in and really impress. Something to mention as well, I also have the legendary rank. So legend rank gave me basically a full bar with nothing else to work towards. So I'm guessing once you get to legend status, you've pretty much done everything you need to do. I just caught a glimpse of Digia there. He's just dropped down to 8th place, so he is 2 positions away from losing points. In fact, he has now no longer featured in the top 8 on the left-hand side. The live timing screen on the left is now replacing Digia with Enea Bastianini. So it's a point improvement for the Beast, and it's a second... Oh no, it's not quite the improvement, it's a second unimprovement for us on the lap times. We gained a 144.335, so it's a thousandth of a second rather than a second. But this is the last lap here in Mugello. This is today's sprint. 6 laps of almost pure dominance. We did have an interesting start, but it just goes to show you that you cannot predict the pace of the AI from the time trial. Portimao was extremely close, but we ended up winning that one quite comfortably. Argentina was incredibly close, but then they were actually really, really strong. And the same can be said for the rest. I mean, Jerez, Le Mans, maybe not Le Mans, but Jerez, we were obviously very competitive and we took pole position, same as Cota. But Le Mans, it felt like they were easier in the race than they were in the qualifying. I had to dig down quite deep for the qualifying sessions, hence why we didn't start very well. But this is the last time we'll be going into Biandetti 1 and 2 for the sprint. So to claim our 5th sprint victory of the season, Portimao, Cota, Jerez, Le Mans, yes, it would be our 5th sprint victory, which I believe is probably the same amount of victories I had last season in the sprints. Already just 6 rounds in. Absolutely marvellous, ladies and gentlemen, across the line in Ducati's homeland. Yes! Oh, look at that! Oh, that's thumbnail worthy, that is. Beautiful picture. I love it. So there you go then, guys and girls. Victory for us. 12 points to add to our championship tally. Marc Marquez gets the final point, so even did during pole, didn't get a single point. Championship standings is now 47 clear from Maverick, 64 clear from Miller, and 66 clear from teammate Enea Bastianini. Well then, this is the last race of today. Round 6 of Mugello is about to get underway. We just wait for the red lights to disappear, and away we go. Didier in pole, Miller second, Quartararo in third. They seem a little bit slower, you know, going into turn 1. Are we going to be able to do it again around the outside? Steely Dan, do it again. Oh my, Miguel Oliveira. Oh, I was lucky there. I was tremendously fortunate for that one. I am desperate to win here in Mugello for the Bologna Bullets. Davide Tardozzi, Claudio De Micali, Paolo Ciabatta, they'll all be there. I think, is he still there at Ducati? I don't remember. But yeah, Gigi Dall'Igna will be there. He'll be rubbing that goatee. Got to do it for them. They'll be absolutely made up with this result and get the victory. Not through as quick as we were in the sprint. The AI do feel faster. So we should have a race on our hands here. Of course, rival with Jack Miller was reignited in Le Mans. He did actually get the best of me as well there, so I'm a little bit determined now to catch up to the number 43. Managed to best him in the sprint a moment ago, but it's always somewhat more special to do it in a race situation. Just giving KTM Brad Binder a bit of a nudge there, and we now work our way through, up on the inside. Not very clean, but it's enough for me. And we would now have a 62-point advantage to Maverick Vinales. Wow. Digi still in the points, he's in 5th place. Marquez Marini Mia, the M's behind him. And now onto the power. Ooh, that's going to be a track limit warning. Oh, sadly not. Well, in fact, no, unfortunately not, let's say. It was pretty good. But into the Bacine corner for turn 15. Miller still leads the way. Onto the power then. We should be able to pick up a bit of slipstream with the KTM. With the engine power upgrade recently. With power setting 2. We are absolutely battering it. From Bacine to San Donato, this is where the Ducati shines. Tried to go around the outside, we're still going to commit nonetheless. Beautiful. Just try to straighten the bike up there, just in case Jack wants to run it a little bit deeper. And we were able to go around the outside of the Aussie. It might not be Aussie Miller. He could be deterred right here into Materassi, but bravery certainly does not stop Miller from going around the outside us into the Materassi corner. Borgo San Lorenzo no tackle, but here it is. Casanova and Savelli. Can we do it? Not going to be close enough, I think. Could probably chuck it up at the inside. Not quite. Miller's still very much there. He has the inside line. This is brilliant. The thing I'm really happy about this now is that, I won't lie to you, with the gas in the KTM, a lot of times I would just try and position the bike in front of them just to stop them. But now I feel like I can have proper races. So, in that prime example, compared to last season, I probably would have just launched it up on the inside just to stop Miller from getting past. But now I can actually say, oh my god, look at that round the outside. I didn't mean to enter that corner with such speed there, but didn't work. But it certainly had the opportunity to make me smile and certainly to lift me off my seat ever so slightly as we now go into Biandetti 2 to get through. We certainly do. Beautiful lunge, beautiful move into the second of the 2 Biondetti corners. Is Miller deterred yet? We dispossessed him from first a moment ago, but there's no doubting that he'll try and have a pop at me going into San Donato. Well, yeah, prime example of being able to actually fight them is if I was racing against the Ace Academy rather than the AI. Usually it's like, who cares, just go for it. Oh, Miller's gone for it. Perfect prime example of someone just going for it. There it is, Jack Miller. But now I can actually give a bit of space, pick up if they get too close, and just fight with them. This is brilliant. A bit like what we used to do on the older MotoGP career modes. Maverick, 59 points, so he's just got into the top 8. I think he'll want to try and keep that points gap as minimum as possible. But as it stands, 59 points is certainly not keeping anything minimal as we go around the outside. Wait for it, go for it. Beautiful. We're through. That's clean. That is clean. I like that. I don't think we've not finished with Miller. He has not finished with us yet. This is great. He has really risen to the occasion here. Of course, we pretty much stole the show with the KTM last season, replacing Brad Binder, finishing second in the World Championship, multiple race victories, multiple poles, multiple sprint wins, and now Jack Miller has decided, you know what, this is my team. I never did. Oh God, he's pushed me off wide there. I got sort of hooked onto him then. Fair enough, Jack, fair enough. Lap number 3 is certainly giving us entertainment here in Mugello as we fly back over the inside of Miller into Biondetti 2. Second lap in a row. Through in the second of the 2 Biondetti corners from second to first. Count the seconds, ladies and gentlemen. As Jack Miller, fair play, the AI still is far superior with their corner speed coming out of the final corner. We cannot match that as it stands, but across the line we have the superior pace with the Ducati, 205 miles an hour. I think it might have been a bit more than that as Miller goes for that very tight apex. He's still there. Fair play to him. Now we've dropped it down to power setting 2. We've got a bit of a race on our hand. Waiting for Jack to go for that lunge there gives us an opportunity to fight back. Not once, but twice. Does he go for Materassi again? Does he hold it firm? He certainly does. Good to see that AI aren't doing those stupid crashes last season, compared to last season. It was funny, but it was also pretty bizarre that it kept happening like that. This is perfect. This is a prime example of an overtake and a half. Clean as you like, but I think Jack will still... Oh, not quite. I was a little bit braver there than I think he expected. Does he go for the lunge into Arrabbiata 2? Not quite. Oh, there it is. He hooked that up beautifully. Can I go for the lunge? Not that confident to really go for it into Scarpa. I don't think Jack is either. He messed it up. Is that it? Has Jack's small mistake there cost him the chance of victory here in the Ducati homelands? The Tuscan hills of Mugello. Home to the Ducati. I don't think he can catch us now. If we have that advantage going across the line, I would say that's it. I'm not even riding up my skin here. I'm just doing what I can. Riding controlled, riding with fun, riding with style. If Jack Miller wants to deter us, then he's going to have to hurry up. Out of the final corner then, we're going to be finding 3.5 tenths of a second, which should be enough to put us fastest on the time. 1:44.1 with power setting 2. That could be it. That could be curtains. The gap is now up to 7 tenths of a second. I think that's it. Yeah, oh, I don't know what's happened to Miller, but he's losing a rapid amount of time. Has he gone off the track? Well, that's it. Beautiful. It's exactly the prime example I wanted to do. Just stay focused, stay calm, focus on the goal, think about the 25 points, and just take the victory. Marvellous. It's not over yet, but I wouldn't believe that Miller can fight back. If I was on the old bike last season, then yeah, I would say so. There was a certain rubber banding effect with that bike that just seems that we couldn't keep up with anyone else once they got into that rhythm. Now it's us getting in the rhythm. 1:44.1 last season? No, we're not doing 1:44.1s in power setting 2. I would probably say we're doing 1:46s, to be honest with you. I really doubt that we got anywhere near the pace that we're doing right now. I mean, it was the most ridiculous race ever. We had an incredible battle with a couple of riders. I think Alicia Spargo almost caught us up towards the end when I was doing around, what, 146s? So we were at 1 point, almost 2 seconds better. That is how good the Factory Ducati is. Quick recap of the top 8. Myself, Miller and Binder on the podium. Quattraro, Marini and Zarco with Marquez, Digia. And I would hazard a guess, Maverick Vinales is around there somewhere. Because we're only gaining around, what, 17 points to him right now? Can't be that much, can it? Was it 47 as we ended? I don't really remember. Can't remember now, but I do know we're going to get, like, at least, I'd probably say 20 points more. Maybe not that many, but it's about 17, 18, 19, 20 points, something like that. I don't actually know where he is on circuit right now. I really hope they extend the timing tower on the left-hand side next season. It'd be great to show 10, or at least 12 would be even better. But we'll see what we can get. 15 would be ideal, because then you'd see everyone who's in the points. Onto the power. The gap is 0.3 of a second to our previous best, so this should be the first 143 in power setting 2. I saved all of my hard tyres for these races today. The absolute perfect tyres. In the qualifying, I did want to use it, but I thought, you know what? Even in the past when we've started quite low down, we've been competitive. We're always able to be strong. We're a Sunday kind of guy. I guess Saturday sprint kind of guy as well, but you get my point. We turn up for the races, not for the qualifying. A bit like that in the Ace Academy Cup as well, really. I don't get a chance to practice much anymore, and I don't really get all that chance to qualify well either. I don't end up qualifying well. So it's all about the race. Tights the apex there for BN1. Same can be said for the second corner. And the gap just came below 2 seconds for a moment then. I have a feeling it will do the same as we get onto the power out of the Bacine corner. Hard front is looking a little bit worn. I don't know if there's any call for concern, but I'm just going to take a look at that and just hope that doesn't happen. That's another 144.334. Had that same identical lap time in the sprint a moment ago. But solid pace. 144.4, 44.5, 44.1, 44.2, and a 44.3. Power setting 2. Consistency is key. Marvellous. Oh, Maverick's up into the top 8. So he must have been 9th or 10th. 64 points on Maverick. That's a lot to claw back, isn't it? I know there's, what, another 15 rounds to go? 14 rounds? There's still a lot of time, but 64 points is a lot. Not too bad when you consider it's just as one weekend, because 37 points is the maximum points. And no doubt we're probably going to lose all of our points in the Saxon Ring anyway, because it's an absolute joke. It's just way too difficult. If we're going to lose points in the Saxon Ring, I do fear. If I could just finish with a couple of points, I would be happy. Factory Ducati, AI's bikes are not fully upgraded yet. Maybe we can do all right. As long as it doesn't rain. If it rains, then good lord. Good lord. If it rains, I think that's it. We're going to be really concerned for that one. But so far, so good. And of course, guys, if you are still enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It does really help out the channel, helps us grow. And of course, with MotoGP 24 coming out very soon, it's a great place to be, so you don't miss any MotoGP action. You'll always be inundated with content on this here very channel. But on the power then, and across the line, this will be another solid lap time. It's a 44.235. Consistency is absolutely key here in Mugello. I gotta say, since I did that Mugello practice where I did the video where I got a 143.435, whatever it was, I have begun to really love this track in this game. It was the first track I did in a live GP, and I had a great time. And now we're looking at winning our 4th race of the season. I do need to check Portimao, Kota, Jerez. Yes, it would be our 4th win. Just double checking. I do a lot of races, so it's hard to remember sometimes what I actually have done and what I've not done. But on to the right-hander then. Here is an opportunity for us to improve the lap time. I would really like to get into the 43s, but it's not a necessity. Certainly not a requirement either. getting the 25 points matters much, much more. No additional points given in MotoGP, of course, for a fast lap. I totally agree with, which I don't know why that is a rule. I know in some sports it does have it. I think in previous MotoGP Cups we've done, and Ride Cups as well, we have discussed the prospect of doing that, but I don't seem to care for it. I don't think it's a really necessary thing. But anyway, rambling a little bit there is, wow! How did we not get a track limit warning for that? I just basically abused that corner. Well, I'm surprised. I hope that's not as bad as the Aston one. I mean, I probably only gained, what, half a tenth? But still, it's time gained that I didn't deserve. But this will be a 143. Across the line, it is a 143.834 on lap 8 out of 12. You can't compete with that, can you? You really can't. They've given me the best bike in MotoGP. I mean, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Where would I be on the KTM right now? We would have had a lot of upgrades, so I think it would have been more competitive, but I still didn't foresee any bike being as good as this. This bike is just absolutely terrific. It has completely changed my mind on the Ducati. I used the GP22 in the Ace Academy Cup, and as much as I said I didn't particularly like it, I think I preferred it to the Yamaha, which I'm running into the Ace Academy Cups. Did have a lot more practice on the Ducati though, to be fair, so it's something to bear in mind. But this career mode Ducati is just unbelievable. I am simply loving life in red. It was alright in red with the gas, but it's not this red. This red is the key. Just lost a lot of time there for going off the circuit ever so slightly. I'm really disappointed about that. We were neck and neck with a possibly improving the lap time, and now we're here looking at a half-second disappointment. Half second behind the lap time we've just set, though, would put us straight back into the other laps we were doing. So the 44.3s, 44.2s, they'll still be very close to those numbers. Haven't touched power setting 3 since the first lap, and to be honest, I don't think we need to. So just keep on grinding it out. And out of the final corner, this should be another good lap time. But yeah, as I say, just slightly running off the circuit there. Lost us a lot of time on the Delta, but didn't really lose any time to Jack or Brad. And across the line, it is a 144.269. Straight back into it. Not an ounce of concentration lost there. Brilliant. Absolutely marvellous. Let me know how you're getting on with your MotoGP 23 career mode. I did see a couple of comments now where people have not really played the career mode because of the grind, basically. I hope I have entertained those people who didn't particularly enjoy the career mode, and I hope you are experiencing mine as if it was your own, and we're all having a good time with it. I sincerely hope that, because I'm very grateful that a lot of you guys are looking forward to seeing these videos every single week, every single day. And I'm happy to continue to produce as much content as I possibly can to sate all your appetites. And of course, there's always more content on the channel, no doubt. There's always different video ideas and concepts for me to do. Got a few challenges to do as well. Did the Fermin Aldeguer double long lap penalty a few days ago. Maybe yesterday, depending on when I uploaded it. Definitely have a check out of that if you haven't seen it already. That was a blast of a video to make. One of my favourite videos to make, actually. I really enjoyed that one. Back on the Moto2 machines was excellent. Doing the double long lap penalty is a bit of a challenge. Fighting through the pack. Lunging into turn 1 for the Primera corner. It was magnificent. I thoroughly enjoyed that video with Fermin Aldeguer as we go off the circuit there, as I've got a cat round my foot. Rio has come to say hello. Say hello to the subscribers. Never mind, she didn't say anything. But anyway, onto the power. This will conclude lap number 10. This means we have only two laps to go before this Grand Prix is concluded. And that is our worst lap of the day. Panic stations, ladies and gentlemen. Miller's on the charge. Binder's coming. We're doing 144.6s. Everything's gone Pete Tong. It's all going wrong. That's it. Panic stations. Generate some hype. Let's quickly put a picture of Pedro Acosta on the screen or something. That'll keep the viewers entertained. Yes, that's what they need. That's what everyone loves, apparently. That's all I could hear in the Portimao Grand Prix weekend. I do believe that some people think Pedro Acosta's a decent rider. He looks alright, doesn't he? The future of MotoGP, no doubt. But yeah, just a quick joke there amongst the aces from the amount of times that Pedro Acosta was mentioned or had camera time during the Portimao weekend. Well deserved, but it would have been nice to see the others. And apparently there's a thrilling battle for around 10th place. A lot of riders involved, a bit of argy-bargy, bit of a skirmish apparently. Would have loved to see the action there, but it is what it is. Apparently Frankie Morbidelli and Joan Mir had a slight coming together in Portimao. I would have liked to have seen what happened, but apparently I think it was more on the side of Morbidelli's fault from Joan Mir's opinion. But of course, it's wrong to take sides unless you really see it, so not going to get involved as such. But this lap time is not looking too good. It won't be a 45, which I sincerely hope it isn't, because that will be a bad job. But on the left-hand side, far from ideal, they'll still lose a second, so onto the power. Attempt to use some power setting 3 to avoid the embarrassment of dropping down to the 145s. We've moved on from that. We don't need to be in 145s anymore. We're better than that. We don't need to be fighting for those sort of positions with the KTM anymore. We're up on the factory Ducati. This is where the legends are made. Being put in a situation where you can win, it's important to deliver. And that's exactly what we're doing here in Mugello. What a beautiful ride this has been. Coasted. From the second we got through into the third lap, we didn't look back. If only Miller hadn't made that mistake, I think we would have had a lot more fights. But you know what? It was clean enough for me. It was fun. And it was very much entertaining, like this entire video has been to make. Right hand side of the front tyre is getting a little bit worn, but does not call for concern. Not at this stage of the race anyway. Beautiful. Absolutely marvellous. Losing time now though. It's definitely that front tyre that's causing us to lose time. You can just see now turning into the likes of Arrabbiata 1 and 2 that we had a moment ago. It's just difficult to manoeuvre the bike in. It's slipping ever so slightly. It's just enough to deter you. It's just to pull your confidence away. Just to sort of rip that away from you ever so slightly, and you say, oh, I'm not sure about that now. I can't get into current tyre either. Front tyre is definitely gone now, but that's it. Into Biandetti 1, into Biandetti 2 for the final time of today's video, which could be the final time of Mugello. Who knows? MotoGP 24 is right round the corner, and I don't have that many more videos to make. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Bacine. Take a bow. Once again, we'll get 25 more points in Mugello, but this time with the Ducati at their home circuit. Stunning. So there it is, the confirmation on your screens right now. We did take the victory ahead of Jack Miller and Brad Binder. Did I get the fastest lap? I certainly did. No one came close to the 1:43.834 on the 120% difficulty AI. Let's have a look at the championship standings then. Maverick Vinales trails by 64 points, Miller by 69, and Enea Bastianini by 84. We have already started to pull 100 points clear from the top 5, or at least the bottom 5, or the 5 then beyond. You get my point anyway. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll leave you now with the Teams Championship and then the Constructors Championship. See you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.